sweaty betties today because it's a really nice day in England, in the Midlands where we are, so a bit warm, aren't we? Really warm.
It is really warm. Well, news today, we both went for our eyebrows to be threaded last week. Sorry about the wrinkle. God, look at
Jesus Christ, the pain. Honest to God, it took me possibly 4 days to decide to do it.
Yeah.
It cost me £4 and it is probably the worst pain I've ever had in my life. Bearing in mind, I've never had children, so mothers come back and say, well, you can't have had kids then. But no, it was really bad, really bad. But they've done a nice shape.
Yeah, yours look really good.
Really nice.
See, I had to have mine done, and obviously I dyed them with Just for Men. Don't want to get in trouble about that. I had mine done. I was lying back in the chair. The girl that did it was about 7. She looks really young, don't she?
Yeah,
Not 7,
yeah.
about 13. And,
Lovely lady.
Yeah, she said, Madam, can I do your top lip? I was like, no, you've all right, love. And I went out the shop. I thought, oh, my God.
You're so paranoid.
I am. And I was like, because I'm indecisive anyway about everything. I was so paranoid. I thought, now everyone's going to be going, hello. And like, you know, you talk to somebody, just look at the hair on the top lip. No,
Yeah.
obviously it's not really that bad.
Yeah, so we decided to do that. Had the eyebrows and I've had to dye my hair because the last video we did, I said, oh my God, look how grey I was. So I've had to put a new colour on my hair, had a little trim.
Yeah, it looks really nice. It really suits you.
Thanks.
Mine's just a still plain old grey streaks. I am debating whether to have it done or not.
We are, I know, we said about, we'll have to do
We're so
that.
indecisive. That's our issue, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. As you get older, when you're younger, you just make on-the-spot decisions
Yeah,
and it's just
definitely.
do it. But as you get older, you think about everything. Honestly, it took me nearly 4 days to decide to have my eyebrows. Just my eyebrows back. So it's not like a life-changing affirmation or anything, just to have my eyebrows done.
Yeah, the best thing about it, though, is we only had our eyebrows threaded because our mum has hers done.
Yeah.
And she's 79, so she's on trend. We're not.
We're not. So we decided to
We've done
get
it.
down with the
We've
kids.
done it.
So
yeah,
we've done
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So what's happened this week? Just quite boring, really.
Oh, we went shopping. Highlight of our Saturday is going to Lidl.
Yeah.
Sorry for saying
It's
Lidl.
just down the street from where
Yeah.
I live. So
And because we're both so indecisive about everything, I'm indecisive about what I'm going to have for my dinner. So are you, aren't you?
yeah.
So
definitely.
we trotted off down there and I thought, I know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to go by the pastry because I've got a really bad addiction to pastry, haven't I?
Yeah, honestly, I
can't be trusted.
I can be walking around all the aisles and I think, where's she gone? She what's behind me? Where's she gone? And my eyesight, I don't wear glasses when I'm out. My eyesight's really rubbish. Where's she gone? And I know instantly where she's gone. She's looking at the cinnamon swirls in the bakery, and believe me, she will fight over the last one.
Oh my God, yeah. I think there are 79p or 69p each.
But you've always
But the rolls of deliciousness.
Yeah.
Honest to God, and it's the flaky pastry. Even thinking about them now, I want one.
But this is another indecisive thing. She was looking at Nutella.
Oh my God, yeah. Nutella muffins. But they're two for £2.79, which is really a
It
deal.
took her a week to actually buy 2, but
Yeah,
she
we
only
did.
ate 1, which I'm quite impressed with you, really.
Yeah, because usually I'll sneak them in my pocket, put something in my pocket, in the brown bags that you get from Lidl, that you put your pastries in. I always fold it up really quietly and put it in my pocket. Then I'm off to bed so no one can hear me.
But you've always been a bit addictive to a certain time of food. Tell them about the mini cheddars.
Oh my
this
God.
is like off the
It's really bad.
scale.
It's really. I am not a weirdo, honestly. About 10 years ago, went to San Francisco and Las Vegas with my mum and my stepdad John and my other half at the time, and we planned it for ages. And I was really looking forward to it. I was really excited, but I've got issues. I have, and
Yeah.
I was addicted to mini cheddars. You know, the little orange packs of mini cheddars. I used to have 2 packets every day. And if I hadn't got 2 packets to take to work with me, I used to freak out. So I had to go and buy some. Anyway, to cut a long story short, as I was packing my suitcase, I bought 2 packs of 6-pack mini cheddars and put them in my suitcase to take with me when I got on the journey, when I got there. Because I thought, they ain't going to sell mini cheddars in America, are they? And that all the way to Las Vegas, I kept thinking about mini cheddars. And I thought, this is ridiculous. This is it now. This is the last time I'm ever buying them. Anyway, we got to the airport and they scan your luggage, don't they? And my luggage went through. But you have luggage bag for you when you go on the plane, don't you?
Yeah.
And I
Hand
actually
luggage.
sneaked 2 packets in there. Wow. At the time, you weren't allowed to take food onto the plane because
yeah.
you can get done. Anyway, as my bag went through the little screen, the mini cheddar bag came up and I thought, oh my God. And I was actually physically shaking inside. I was like absolutely terrified. I thought,
They're going to take them off you.
yeah, but they actually let me go through with the mini cheddars. So as soon as I arrived, after a 9.5 hour flight, everybody else would be wanting to put the bathers on and going for a swim. No, not me. I was sitting in the airport waiting for the...
Cracking out the mini cheddars, weren't you, kid?
Correct. But then I looked down at my legs and my ankle has swelled up like a balloon. Honest to God. My mum said, that's them bloody mini cheddars. I said, no, it ain't. So we had to go to the medical centre then, obviously, and see this person, the doctor. And he said, have you been eating a lot of salt recently? And I went, oh, no. But I had been, because I've been eating a colossal amount of mini cheddars, which is really, really bad. He said, you need to lay off the snacks, you know. I mean, America's all about snacks, ain't it? Peanuts.
Yeah, I've never been, but you've told me so. You've been there about 5 times.
Yeah, I have,
now,
yeah. I love America. I love America. It's amazing. I love the food. But I'm still indecisive. You can have like a menu with 100 things on and I still couldn't make my mind up. I'd still be looking, like 30 minutes later, everybody else has ordered their food and I'd still be making a decision.
Yeah.
It's so bad. It's like watching telly, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh. As you get older, and please tell me we might be just...
Yeah,
you know,
put it in the comments.
Yeah, put it in the comments. I can sit there and scroll and scroll and scroll for something, for scrolling for about 30, 40 minutes. Then you play it and you just
Then
think...
you're like, this is shit. Let's watch something else. And by the time you find something else, it's too late, and
yeah,
it's time
then
to
you
go to
get
bed.
tired and you want to go to bed.
Honest to God.
So in the end, you start watching things that... I
But
mean,
we have
games
been
yeah.
watching Game of Thrones
Yeah, we
again.
have, yeah.
You know, it's a bit sad, but Jason Momoa, if you're out there, I want an affair. Honestly, he's gorgeous, isn't he?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
God, what a man.
He is
Lovely,
beauty,
ain't he?
yeah. You
We
are
like
quite
Jon Snow
obsessed
as
with
well, and Man Lots the dogs.
Yeah.
The direwolves.
The direwolves, lovely.
Poor old partner must be thinking, what the hell's going on? Because all she keep doing is commenting about the blokes on their dog.
Yeah, and that we're into that supernatural at the moment.
Yeah,
as
but
well.
we're only allowed to watch one episode at a time. But we love supernatural as well. Talking about supernatural, we love supernatural things, don't we? Anything
really do.
spooky, anything true crime.
I think that comes from my granddad, though, doesn't it? Because my granddad was from Northern Ireland, and his mother was she wasn't a Roman Egyptian.
No,
was
but she read tea leaves and palms. My great grandma. Apparently, she had really thick ginger curly hair.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's where I get my curls from. Do you?
Probably, yeah. But Grandad used to look after us when Mum went to work on occasion. I mean, bearing in mind, I was like 11, you'd be 5.
Yeah.
And he used to tell us stories about different things that had gone on in his life. And one of the things he used to do, where he lived at Edward Street, which is a street in our town, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it was a big old house. And he had a picture at the bottom in the hallway of this man, and he had red trousers on, a big nose, and a piece of straw coming out of his mouth, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he was called Pongo.
Freaky.
And obviously, us 4 kids are sitting in my granddad's little tiny front room, and he'd say, "Don't get frigging going in there, or else Pongo will get you." Didn't he, Mamps?
Yeah.
We were
absolutely
absolutely terrified.
But we'll probably talk about that on another video. But he had
Yeah.
loads of stories. My granddad was a real matter-of-fact person because he was a sergeant major in the army, wasn't he?
He was,
He was the best granddad in the world. He really, really
Yeah,
was.
we were really lucky, weren't
we?
we?
Really lucky. Went to amazing places with him. But I've never known granddad elaborate on anything.
If something's
What
happened,
you saw is what you got with my granddad.
Oh, definitely,
You know, he was
definitely.
that old school type of person.
Definitely.
And he told us quite a few ghost stories which freaked us out when we were kids. My mum used to go mad.
She used to go hate shit, didn't she, Mum?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah,
No
but-
wonder we like we are.
I know.
Both a pair of bloody weirdos. Honestly, if somebody looked through my history in my phone and there'd been a serial killer murder around here, I think I'd get pulled in for questioning. Do you know what I mean?
It fascinates
We
me.
know the
though.
ins and outs of everything, don't we?
You know, you always look back at your life and think, oh, what could I have done? And I never wanted to go into the police. It never really... I was always arts, not science. But if I went back now, I'd just be...
Forensic
I think I've watched
detective.
too much of that CSI.
Jane Tennyson.
Put me little gloves.
You're all right, don't cough, bloody hell. So I've decided now, talk a little bit about paranormal, because we love paranormal.
Yeah.
And it all come from our granddad, that's our mum's dad, Arthur. who was in the army, left Northern Ireland when he was 16 and told the army he was 17 and went all around the world, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
And he was really high up in the army as well. My granddad was dead matter of fact.
Yeah.
So what he said was the law.
Yeah.
That's how he was, weren't he?
Yeah, he was. It was he didn't elaborate about
No.
anything. But I don't know whether you believe in the paranormal or not. But
We do.
We do. And I think a lot of these paranormal programmes, though, that you see, I think they are full of billy.
Yeah, some of them are really far-fetched. You know, when you
Yes.
see these ones where
Every
there's a
programme.
movement in the room and they've got a camera in the room and they can
It's
hear a
like,
door
oh, it's a
opening.
dark shadow. I
Yeah,
don't
and there's like a
believe all
shadow
that.
and stuff like that.
But they can edit things
yeah,
in now, can't
that's
they?
it.
That's the problem.
That's why it's hard. It's like the Loch Ness Monster, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
It's quite hard to believe.
Yeah.
Um,
But I think from here, when I go on the internet and I listen to people that have had their own experiences,
Yeah.
rather than something like a television programme, that's just
Yeah.
all for entertainment period.
Exactly.
It's just ratings, isn't
yeah,
it?
that's right.
But we've had a few ghostly encounters.
Oh
within
my
our
God.
life. Or we thought there'd be you may,
Yeah.
you may differ.
Well,
and
the
think, oh,
first
that's
one we're going
rubbish.
to talk about is our granddad, as we said,
Sorry about
was
that.
always telling us stories when we were kids, and we were all sitting down one day. I think my mum had gone shopping or something, and my granddad was looking after us and he said when he was in the army, he was in the barracks, he was based in Calcutta, that's where my mum was born. He was in bed one night, woke up and saw a monk, a figure of a monk.
I've got a bloody dog hair in my mouth.
Bloody hell, you bloody tramp. Sorry. You have to spoil it, don't she?
Sorry.
Jesus Christ. You ain't going to spew a fur ball up on you. Ooh, it's the spook of hair.
Dog hair. Sorry.
Oh, carry on.
Anyway, what you said.
Grandad
Yeah.
told us that he was asleep in the barracks. Mum was at the bottom in a little crib. My grandma was next to him. And he woke up middle of the night and saw a figure of a monk floating over my mum's cot. Anyway, jumped up, shouted.
Got his gun, didn't he?
Yeah. Went. The figure just went. Thought no more about it. Grandma was still asleep. Anyway, the next day when he went down to the naffy, he was talking to a few of the guys and saying what had happened. Because he thought he'd had a few drinks and he thought it could have been that. And they said, no, we've got, this is, was built over a local monastery, and we do have a shadow
Yeah.
or
It's
a
like all
figure
the
of a monk.
guys there were saying, oh, yeah, we've seen it
Yeah,
so
we've seen
many
it as well. We were
times.
like, nah, we don't believe it.
Yeah.
Well, spooky. So that's one little thing that he kept telling us. I mean, right until I was like in my late teens, early 20s, he used to tell me that story.
Yeah.
So it never changed from when he first told me.
Yeah.
And
Well, I used to live. Previously, we used to own pubs, me and my partner, and I had quite a couple of spooky experiences in pubs. The first pub that we had was the Nag's Head in Nuneaton, and people previously had said that it's been haunted, and my partner's like, no, I don't agree with anything like that. But I was like, yeah, I think it is, because we went away once, and the girls, the barmaids, stayed there with Julian's daughter upstairs, which is where our accommodation was above the pub. And one day we rang back and they said, you won't believe what happened last night, you won't believe that. We locked all the pub up because obviously it was all alarms, and we had Dobermans there which, helped with looking after the girls. Went upstairs, got into bed, and it sounded like someone was running up the pub stairs to the apartment and running down the corridor.
Jesus.
And one of the little girls was so terrified. She said she just couldn't, she was just freaking out so much. So that's one story. And a lot of people have said, previous to us being there, one guy that actually used to come in the pub previous to when we had it, said that the chairs and tables that had all be set out, for the cleaner. The next day used to put the chairs on top of the cable so they could move around. And they went down there one in the morning, the previous landlord, and all the chairs were all set
God,
out.
I shit myself. God almighty.
And then the Crown, I think, I always liked the Crown, the next pub that we had, because I also had a really nice feeling.
You did,
to
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But I do believe something was there, because it was used as a hostelry from years ago. It was a proper inn. And apparently whenever people died, there was an accident in the railway station. It was just up the way from where the Crown was, and they actually brought the person from the accident and lay him down upstairs in our function room, which wasn't a function room then, it was just a big hotel, but they used to do that and have meetings, you know, and that, but it's supposed to have been haunted by him. But I believe.
So do I. We're not going to say, we are going to tell, we went to a funeral, me, Samantha, and my ex-husband came back from the funeral. And
we decided to go for coffee around your house, didn't we?
Because
we didn't really want to go to the
wake. So we came back to my house, opened the front door, my television was on upstairs. And I was like, oh, I must have left the bloody telly on. Go and turn telly off, Mumpa. So she runs upstairs and turns the telly off. And I thought, I'd turn the bloody telly off, I must be going insane. Anyway, we were all sat down talking about what had gone on during this funeral.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, there was this noise, weren't there?
Yeah.
And it was like
I can't even explain.
It sounded like a roar, like a, you know, when a wind gets up.
Yeah.
Shh.
Down the chimney.
And it came down the chimney, and it went up, and it felt like the room was shaking.
Shook the house, and where shall you lived? It was quiet. It wasn't like on a main road, was it? And it wasn't a windy day. It was.
We just all sat looking
really
at each
sunny.
other like, what on earth was that? Honestly, I know it sounds really far-fetched.
We were in shock, weren't we?
We were really, really scared.
And it just
honestly.
seemed to coincide with the point where we were talking about the person
exactly.
That
So
had passed away.
We do believe
that
there is something out there, whether it's another level. But honestly, we attract weirdos as well, don't we? Spooky things. I've had a couple of readings. Went for a reading. It must be the year after I got married. So I think it was 2001. I'd gone for a reading at somebody's house with 2 other people. And the lady was giving me this reading, like reading my palm and talking to me. And she said, do you know a soldier? And I didn't say anything, I just said, I might do. And I thought, I'm going to be like dead, not give her any, you know, so she can't read me. And she said, I've got this gentleman here, and he was in the army, and his name begins with a name. My granddad was called Arthur, and it completely freaked me out. And I was like, it might be. And she said, I can see the USA. She said, USA on an airline. She said, that's got something to do with you. And a white coat. There's a white coat hanging up. Well, I used to work at Rolls-Royce.
Yeah, in the labs, didn't you?
In the labs, and I used to wear a white coat. So she wouldn't know that. I know you could say, oh, well, that's just coincidence. It really freaked me out. And she said to me, little lady here, small, with a bun in her hair, little, very dark-skinned lady. And I have another lady with her, holding a hand. And she said, she keeps saying to me, die, something to do with Lady Di. Wow. My mum's mum was called Diamond.
But it didn't, at the time, you just went, I don't understand what you're talking about, didn't you?
Yeah,
Really,
it didn't comprehend.
Yeah.
But afterwards, after this reading, when I got home and we were talking about it.
Because you were only 3 when Grandma died.
I was I'm shaking talking about it now. My grandma was called Diamond Josephine. So you might say, it's coincidence, but that really freaked me out, And that other time we went to, it must have been Hannah and Zach, might have been, I'm allowed to say that. They might have been about 2 or 3. Yeah. And we went to that thing at the Pingles in Nuneaton. It was like an evening of mediumship. There was me, Sam, my sister-in-law, and me, and another lady went with us. Yeah. And the medium came on the stage, didn't she?
Yeah.
What did she say?
She said, "There's a guy with an Irish accent, which my granddad was Irish, in a soldier's uniform, telling you to stop picking sweets up off the floor." At the time, my mum used to work at Woolworths and always picked the sweets up off the floor, didn't she?
Mum was like, don't. Yeah. Mum was having nothing to do with it.
Because it made it worse, because then they said, it's Arthur. Is anyone here for Arthur?
Yeah, is anybody here for Arthur?
We went to stand up and my mum was like, don't do it. straight to it,
Yeah,
because it
she was
really freaked
really
her
frightened
out.
her, yeah.
It really freaked her out. Because I think what it is when someone passes away, I mean, no one wants to think that you... I don't think, even skeptics don't ever want to think that you die and that's it.
Yeah.
Because it's just an awful feeling. I mean, perhaps that is it. And everyone wants to think that they live on in another way, don't they?
That's right, yeah. Because you live on in your body of your relatives, because obviously your DNA's there.
Yeah, you live on it. I mean, I haven't got children, but you live on in your children.
Of course I do, yeah.
And I think that's, but a really good thing. But I don't know, it's just... having even a parent that's passed away, like my dad's passed away, hasn't he? If he came to me in ghost form...
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've had dreams about my granddad when I was swimming in a swimming pool, and I got to the end of this big long swimming pool, and he was there at the end, and he went, didn't say anything, but just threw his hands out, and I woke up, and I was like, oh, just had a dream about my granddad, but I love my granddad.
Yeah.
So that could have been in my head.
My granddad was...
he was a lovely man, weren't he?
Yeah.
Really nice.
And that's what makes the ghost stories that he used to tell really significant, because he just wasn't...
Yeah, he said...
A BSer, let's just say. I won't say
don't
the
ever
actual
mess
word.
with Ouija boards.
Yeah.
That's what he used to say to us. Don't use the Ouija boards.
Yeah.
Ouija boards, whatever they are, because they're really bad.
Because there is one person, I won't mention what relative it is, did use a Ouija board within our family.
In the house. Not our house.
In a house, yeah. And he was a blood relative, and it really made him poorly because... I can't remember. Was it like a...
It was something in the house that came... and the
And
windows were going up and
attached to
down.
him.
Yeah, it was attached to him.
Yeah.
And we know that's true.
Because
obviously they had to have the house exercised.
Yeah, they had the house blessed.
It's a big secret. We've never discussed it before.
No.
But yeah, it was...
It really
scared us.
He nearly had a nervous breakdown,
Yeah,
actually.
it scared us, and we were like, that was like years ago.
Years and years
So it just shows you there is something out there.
I think... you've got energy inside your body, haven't you?
Yeah.
And it's got to go somewhere. And I mean, everybody, I want to believe.
I do as well.
I want to believe, but I'm willing to...
You're a healthy...
Yeah. But I say, these TV shows, I just think...
About 2 years ago, my son rang me and said, Mum, please come to this paranormal thing at Monk's Kirby, I think it was. And I was like, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Anyway, he ended up coming round for me, picking me up, and my husband at the time, we went with him and his partner at the time, and got there, parked the car up, walked up a little bank, and there's like a mausoleum up there. I don't know if you've ever been there, people who live in the Neaton. It's just outside there. And there was a man there with his camera set up, and they got divining rods, and they had these machines which picked up voices or
white noise,
and they translated the crackling to voices. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't know if I... Anyway, I was just standing round at the back. I was standing right at the back, actually, having a fag. Sorry. And then he said, oh, would anybody like to take a seat? And I was sort of pushed into sitting down, which I did. And to all this divining rod, I thought, this is bloody ridiculous. I sat there like that, and it was going... and I started laughing, as I always laugh when I shouldn't, inappropriately, sorry. And this voice came over and went, Arthur, soldier. I tell you, I nearly shit myself. I was absolutely terrified. And the bloke said, oh, do you know anybody called Arthur? And I went, yeah, it's my granddad. My son said it's my granddad. He's a soldier, he's Irish. Mm-hmm. And I got up. I said, I want to get up now, I'm scared. And I got up.
I think the man even said to you, they don't want you to go or something.
Yeah, they don't want you to leave.
Which is what freaked you out even.
I swear to God, in my handbag, I haven't got my handbag with me, I've got a little wooden cross, haven't I?
Yeah.
That I carry everywhere with me. I carry it with me because I don't want anybody attaching themselves to me, especially if I'm having a shower or some shit, you know what I mean?
Or a shit.
Yeah, or shit. But honestly, I think there is something out there. We find it really interesting, don't we?
We do.
We watched that Ed and Lorraine Warren thing, didn't we? Oh my God.
That was good.
It was
That
so
was
good, weren't it?
Yeah. But I have heard reports about, I think you get a load of skeptics on the internet, don't
Yeah.
you, that always say, they're always really personal about people. Because I do understand that. I think I like to watch them when there's a piece of evidence and they go, no, that's not a ghost, that's a light blob or, or someone's moved something there. You can see the wire. I think that's really good. Sorry, I should knock the table. I think that's really good. But sometimes they get really personal with people and stuff. I don't like that.
They do.
So... Yeah,
when it's a story that's, I remember from years ago, you were probably only little, there was a haunting in, somewhere in London about that little girl. Remember that little girl?
Oh.
And Ed and Lorraine Warren went there, didn't they?
The Battersea, was it not
Can't
Battersea?
remember what it was called, but they actually showed that on screen, didn't they, when they visited? That really freaked me out. I was really scared.
Yeah.
I could feel my heart pounding. And I thought, oh my God, that's so, because it seemed so real. Whether it was or not, I don't know. But this person was actually acting really weird, weren't she? Young girl. Where does it come from?
Yeah.
There's something in it, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, she was even talking in like a demon voice, and she was only a kid.
I know.
So
was
I
really
don't know how
scary,
she
weren't
could.
it?
Well, maybe she could do force a voice out like that, but I don't think so.
But, look, the Catholic. we're not Catholic. Our mum is.
Mum is, yeah.
But the Catholic Church have got exorcists, haven't they?
Yeah.
And they do believe that there's something out there.
Yeah,
Well, I think there is as well.
Yeah.
But don't come to me. Get lost. I don't want any visits.
Yes, I don't give me any freaky
Yeah,
visits.
we don't. No, else I'll be ending up in bed with you or something. Oh, God Almighty. Honestly. Well, that's our little chat for today then. So we'll come back, and please, if you like us, please leave some comments. We'd love to chat to other people.
Or anything else you want to chat about. We're going to do something about the 70s.
Yeah, we love the 70s. I want to be there again so I can be like 3 stone 1. And my shopping come to like 4 and 6 a week or something, weren't it?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that and how things are changing in comparison
God,
to what we lived when we were young and to what people live now. So,
yeah, correct. So thanks for listening. We'll see you again.
Yeah.
Bye.